Good morning, everyone. On this Monday in the 26th week in Ordinary Time, we're now in fall officially, so we're moving ever so much more closer to Advent. We have for our first reading, we're reading from the book of Job, chapter 1, verses 6 through 22. One day, when the angels of God came to present themselves before the Lord, Satan also came along them. And the Lord said to Satan, "Whence do you come?" Then Satan answered the Lord and said, "From roaming the earth and patrolling it." And the Lord said to Satan, "Have you noticed my servant Job, and that there is no one on earth like him, blameless and upright, fearing God and avoiding evil?" But Satan answered the Lord and said, "Is it for nothing that Job is God-fearing? Have you not surrounded him and his family and all that he has with your protection? You have blessed the work of his hands and his livestock and are spread over the land. But now put forth your hand and touch anything that he has, and surely he will blaspheme you to your face." And the Lord said to Satan, "Behold, all that he has is in your power. Only do not lay a hand on his person." So Satan went forth from the presence of God. And so one day, while his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in the house of their eldest brother, a messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the asses grazing beside them, and the Sabaeans carried them off in a raid. They put the herdsmen to the sword, and I alone have escaped to tell you." While he was yet speaking, another came and said, "Lightning has fallen from heaven and struck the sheep and their shepherds and consumed them, and I alone have escaped to tell you." While he was yet speaking, another messenger came and said, "The Chaldeans formed 3 columns, seized the camels, carried them off, and put those tending them to the sword, and I alone have escaped to tell you." While he was yet speaking, another came and said, "Your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in the house of their eldest brother, when suddenly a great wind came across the desert and smote the 4 corners of the house. It fell upon the young people, and they are dead. And I alone have escaped to tell you." Then Job began to tear his cloak and cut off his hair. He cast himself prostrate upon the ground and said, "Naked I came forth from my mother's womb, and naked shall I go back again. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." In all this, Job did not sin, nor did he say anything disrespectful of God. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Well, the book of Job is one of those interesting books that delves into the whole issue of pain and suffering. How does God fit in the picture of all this? And it's a way of looking into it by this account of Job and what all transpires, and especially the conversations where different folks come to him and give their opinion about why suffering has occurred. Now, we don't really get to the punchline until the very end of the book, but in the midst of it, we're to engage in it, be a part of it, sense the kind of real life issues about pain and suffering. It's the most perplexing, especially when it comes to the issue of coming to faith in God, because it hits, in many cases, very much to home when things happen that just doesn't seem to make sense. Why? Why? It's a big question. And the book of Job gives us a glimpse into this, not by answering it by any long shot, but at least acknowledging God in the midst of it. Stay safe, folks. Hopefully we'll see each other soon. Bye for now.